An MCU movie just came out about a month ago, and it's about a month until the next one comes out, so you know what that means. It's time for an MCU TV show. Hello everybody, I am Dan Murrell, and this is my review of Hawkeye, the newest MCU Disney Plus show, which debuts this week. Hawkeye is a 6-episode limited series with the directing duties split between SNL and Documentary Now director Rhys Thomas and Troop Zero and the great directors Bert and Bertie. Hawkeye is set in New York City at Christmas time as Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, is just trying to get in some quality time with the kids. We also meet Kate Bishop, a young girl who finds herself at the center of organized crime activity that lands her in trouble that only Hawkeye can get her out of. The first 2 episodes were sent to critics for review. Both of these episodes will also be available when the show launches on Wednesday, so you're going to be able to see what I'm reviewing. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into spoilers here. I wouldn't want to spoil the show before it comes out. These are all very basic plot details, and it's also mostly because these first 2 episodes are about laying the track. There are a few hints and intimations about who or what the big bad is going to be this season, but really this is about getting to know these characters, and a lot of the appeal of the show so far depends on the charm of these 2 characters.
He's my partner.
We're not partners.
Well, we're friends/partners.
I wouldn't really describe us as friends.
Jeremy Renner has only had a few chances to shine in the MCU, but here he really takes advantage of the spotlight because we see a Hawkeye who is in a post-Avengers world. He's not part of the superhero team anymore. He's not part of any active missions. As a matter of fact, we see the effects of those missions on him. He's really just a guy who's retired, who's looking to live the quiet life, who's come to the city with his family, and then finds himself thrust back into the spotlight. And this is not an incredible situation where he's thrilled to be back in the hunt. He's actually annoyed that he has to deal with any of this.
Your problem is branding.
No, my problem is you. In this ninja suit, and the people trying to kill you because of this ninja suit. The whole thing's a problem I'm going to solve today so I can go home to my family.
Hailee Steinfeld is only 24 years old, but she is already a Hollywood veteran, and she was the right choice for this role. She's really able to establish this character of Kate Bishop from the first second that she is on screen, and she also has a very easy, natural chemistry with Jeremy Renner, which is great because, as I said, so much of the show depends on these 2 characters playing off of each other. The MCU has had a knack for collecting talent in the last decade plus, and Hailee Steinfeld is a great addition to this stable. Of all the Disney Plus Marvel shows that we've seen thus far, I think even just looking at the first 2 episodes, Hawkeye is the most comedic. It's the one that I think is most in line with the tone of some of the more lighthearted, some of the more fun MCU films. Clint in particular has a fun side quest in one of these first 2 episodes where he finds himself on the wrong side of some Central Park LARPers. And the show also has fun with his open identity. You don't have to have the suspension of disbelief thing where you have to look at it and say like, well, everybody would know that he's Hawkeye. Everybody in New York does know that he's Hawkeye, and he doesn't seek that spotlight. As a matter of fact, he shies away from it. He doesn't like being a celebrity.
By the way, thank you for saving the world.
Don't mention it.
And you start to understand more and more why he decided to take his family and move out into the middle of the woods. He doesn't want to stay in New York City any longer than he has to, which is why having to take care of this business is that much more of a burden for him. In supporting roles, Vera Farmiga plays Kate's mother, Eleanor, a security specialist that seems to have something to hide, and Tony Dalton, who American audiences probably best know from Better Call Saul, plays Eleanor's fiance, Jack Duquesne, who may be hiding secrets of his own. The first 2 episodes deliver what's been promised in the trailers and everything else. This is a holiday action romp. Things are pretty lighthearted. So far, the danger is the kind of danger we see in superhero films where we understand that these characters are in peril, and yet so far there's no real threat that they're actually going to see the consequences of this danger. We are moving in that direction, though, and I do hope that we are able to balance out the tone just a little bit more if we can add just a little bit more edge than we currently have. But again, you want to start out light, you want to start out fun, bring in the darkness a little bit later. That's the goal for the show, and largely succeeds here. I know a lot of folks might find Hawkeye a little bit lightweight, but I think after a lot of the heaviness we've gone through, when you look back not just at Eternals, but also at WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and a lot of the episodes of What If. While that tone's needed to change things up, as an MCU fan, it's actually kind of refreshing to get back to an entry in one of these franchises that focuses a little bit more on the fun side of things. And really, it's just about spending time with these characters, wanting to have a little bit of fun. And I think it was a really good idea to put this out at the holidays, because this does seem like the kind of thing that as you're getting together with family members for Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas and all of the holidays that are coming up in the next 6 weeks or so, you can all gather together and watch this show. It was a good move, I think, from Disney Plus to make this the one, because I don't think you'd have as much of a jolly good time sitting around watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier around the Christmas tree. This is very much more that kind of show, and I think that there are going to be a lot of families that are going to enjoy watching it together over the next several weeks. Hawkeye, as I mentioned, is going to premiere 2 episodes on Wednesday. Then it is going to go to weekly, wrap up right around Christmas, just in time for the Book of Boba Fett to take over that spot. And if you're a fan of the MCU and you're looking for a good holiday adventure, then I think that this show is going to be right up your alley. Those are my thoughts on Hawkeye, but I'd love to know what you think. Are you excited for the show? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.